discuss some important NEET MDS oral radiology questions. Moving to the questions. First one. Among the following, example of non-ionizing radiation. A. Cosmic rays, B. Gamma rays, C. UV and D. X-rays. Answer is option C. UV rays. Ultraviolet rays, visible light, infrared, microwaves and radio waves are examples of non-ionizing radiation. Second one, osteoradionecrosis results from A. Infection, trauma, radiation, B. Radiation, trauma, infection, C. Trauma, radiation, infection and D. None of the above. Answer is option B. Radiation, trauma and infection. So, osteoradionecrosis results from radiation, then followed by trauma and followed by infection. Third one, a patient requires tooth extractions from an area that has been subjected to radiation therapy. Which of the following represents the greatest danger to this patient? A. Alveolar osteitis, B. Osteoradionecrosis, C. Prolonged healing and D. Fracture of the mandible. Answer is option B. Osteoradionecrosis. When bone is irradiated, bone marrow becomes hypoxic, hypocellular and hypovascular. When tooth extraction is performed, the mucous membrane breaks out and infection enters into the bone, leaving a non-healing wound which results in osteoradionecrosis. This risk can be prevented by extracting the poorly supported teeth before radiation therapy. So while removing such teeth, low concentration of epinephrine containing local anesthetics which does not contain lidocaine should be used. So before radiotherapy, all dental procedures such as tooth extraction should be performed in order to reduce the risk of osteoradionecrosis. Fourth question. Radiotherapy associated caries is due to irradiation of which part most probably? A. Tongue, B. Maxillary sinus, C. Parotid gland and D. Lower jaw. Answer is option C. Parotid gland. Radiation caries is a rampant caries that occurs in individuals who are receiving radiotherapy, including the exposure to salivary glands. Radiotherapy exposure to jaw, it leads to osteoradionecrosis, and radiotherapy associated with or exposure to tongue results in the loss of taste, and if radiotherapy exposure occurred in the sinus, it results in cancer of the paranasal sinus. This is given in the White and Farrow 7th edition. So here the radiotherapy associated caries is due to irradiation of the parotid gland or salivary glands. Fifth one, ideal position for dentist to stand while taking radiograph. A. Behind the head of the patient. B. At an angle of 90 to 135 degrees and 6 feet away from patient. C. In the 11 o'clock position. D. At an angle of 180 degree and 9 feet away. Answer is option B. At an angle of 90 to 135 degrees and 6 feet away from patient. This is the position distance rule. As per the position distance rule, the operator should stand at least 6 feet from the patient at an angle of 90 to 135 degree to the central X-ray beam. Sixth one, crimp marks in a radiograph are due to A. Droplets of fixing solution, B. Static electricity, C. Droplets of developing solution and D. Sharp bending of the film. Answer is option D. Sharp bending of the film. Crimp marks in radiograph occurs due to excessive application of pressure on the radiograph, whereas droplet of fixing solution before developing it causes light spot on the film, and droplets of developer before processing it causes dark spots, and static electricity causes dark lines with a tree-like image. So crimp marks in radiographs are due to sharp bending of the film. Seventh one, in bisecting technique, the film is placed A. Parallel to the tooth, B. As close as possible, C. Parallel to the bisector and D. Perpendicular to the bisector. Answer is option B, as close as possible. In bisecting angle technique, film is kept closer to the object and the central ray is directed perpendicular to the imaginary plane that bisects the angle formed by the film and the object. So in bisecting angle technique, the film should be kept closer to the object. Eighth one, the best view to visualize zygomatic arches is A. Jug handle view, B. Occipitomental view, C. Orthopantomogram, and D. Skull PA view. Answer is option A, jug handle view. The best view to visualize zygomatic arches is submendo vertex or base or full axial projection, or it's also called as jug handle view. Ninth one, internal resorption may be seen on radiograph as A. Interproximal bone loss, B. Small radiolucent enlargement of the pulp chamber, C. Radio opacity in the pulp chamber, and D. Small area around the root apex. Answer is option B, small radiolucent enlargement of the pulp chamber. Internal resorption, it's an uncommon resorption of the tooth which starts from the root canal and destroys the surrounding tooth structure. So internal resorption can be seen on a radiograph as small radiolucent enlargement of the pulp chamber. 10th one, dead bone appears on a radiograph as A. Radiolucent, B. Radio opaque, C. Cotton wool appearance, and D. None of the above. Answer is option B, radio opaque. Dead bone or sequestrum is highly calcified than adjacent bone, so it appears as radio opaque. If you like this video, please do like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.